Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Paths and Disciplines. Tonight's topic is just going to be that, Paths and Disciplines. Something I haven't done, a few things that I feel that I've overlooked. Maybe just this should be one of my first videos. I guess I get caught up in the fact that most people, none of these areas of subjects that I do, especially when it comes to the classifications like Paths and Disciplines, wisdom on a whim, knowledge and principles. But for me, the most important part of paths and disciplines is the fact that there's many paths that we walk. There's just not one ideal path or one set path. As we learn and grow, we eventually find ourselves drawn to other areas, other belief systems and practice systems. I guess what kind of gave me the wake-up call on this was a post on Facebook last night from somebody that I'm a friend with. Basically, she, I think 10 or 15 years, she's been into witchcraft, Wiccan, and other ones that, they're having success getting what they need and want. And her stories, and just not a lot of people that enter the occult communities, pagan communities. But, nothing's really said about it because let's keep it real. Each path aren't for everyone. You have to be ready to walk it. Some people go in thinking they see this, and in reality, it's not their path. And it's another misconception. No matter what you practice, whether it be Wiccan, Druidism, Kabbalists, Satanists, and the list goes on. We get so many names for communities and practices and beliefs. The fact is, we're not supposed to be set to one path. We're supposed to be open, follow our inner voice. It's not gonna, we get the concept, well, once you're a Wiccan, you're a Wiccan. No. We're supposed to have an open mind to all things. There's truth in all things. We have to listen to our inner voice. If this path ain't working, we're not getting the results that we're for. Then we need to change our way of viewing things. Step outside the box. Look at other paths you're drawn to. And this goes back to me discussing just another way our communities keep standing. The division is the fact that most people think, oh, I'm a Wiccan, so therefore there's no other path but that. No. I know many Wiccans that are practicing Kabbalists now. They started out as Wiccan, and some of their base foundations still is rooted into the Wiccan. The IoT, and its other many names, they adapted a philosophy of taking everyone, and Delima was the same way. It was open to all paths and walks. And as I'm going to cover in my meditation video on Wednesday, just in brief, but I'll cover it here briefly as well. Many of the occultists in the Golden Dawn, OTO, many of the ones that we know of read their books and stuff, or they're copy or reprint their books by others. Many of these very same people reached a certain degree within those orders and left the meditation side of things, the Hindu aspect, because meditation was very important to everything we did. So they went on. They weren't scared to step outside that box. That there was more to it than just these basic structures. That's all these things are. Is by type. They're just a label to a structure. None of them walk the same path, no matter what they may claim. They all dabble. They all find parts to every and other things that they're drawn to. That they know it's part of it, what they're doing, and they add it to them, building up their foundation, building their temple brick by brick. When we start becoming blind to the fact that, that we have all these paths in the pagan community, that one path is the only path. But in turn, there are some people that is their path and only path. We must understand that we have to really listen to ourselves. We always have to ourselves and never be afraid to realize, hey, we've been misled maybe a little bit here. But I was actually kind of proud of her, even though, she's going to leave her path, and because it wasn't working for her, I believe her. But I also believe there's more to it than that. I tried to explain, but I didn't word it probably good enough. The fact is, the people that deal with the paranormal community, you need to have your studies also in other paths, just not Reddit-based. You need more esoteric, more ritualistic, because that's where you get into controlling entities and other aspects of them. Because many of them, and you see it reported countless times in the paranormal communities, where their lives just go to hell. They were having perfect lives until they investigated a certain spot and everything, because shit does cling to, does follow you. And if you do not know how to banish them properly, it goes back to the saying, I'm not Christian. I've watched a Christian go, in the name of Jesus Christ, be gone, and that entity was gone. But if I said it, it has no power. But if I use the Kabbalistic or the OTO aspects, or the Thelema aspects, and a few others that I know, and some Druidic stuff, when I say it, they obey. I banish them. So sometimes it might not be that you might be on the right path. There may be something else at play. We have to constantly check ourselves and have an open mind. Be aware of all our surroundings. I'm going to periodically check and make sure I'm streaming live, because I've been having some internet issues. And I've also been really getting screwed with hardcore by YouTube. So I want to make sure I don't have a 56-minute stream cut out 23 minutes in, and it still says I'm streaming. But when I go to check YouTube, I haven't been streaming. My computer went to sleep. Next, I have probably no reason to be looking at this. Because like I said, you guys, the chat is live, already live streamed. You guys comment, feel free to share, ask questions, I'll answer. Stay on YouTube so I can monitor the chat and stuff, instead of actually staying on my Hangout window, which is, when it's just me and Hangout, it's kind of easy to do, and I'm not really sharing anything. I don't have to really be on Hangouts, but I sometimes pay the price for that, as I found out. I think it's important that we also understand that, guys, we've been deceived a lot when it comes to these labels. First off, you're a free thinker. That's what pagan means. You're an occultist. You deal with the paranormal, the unknown. You know what I mean? If you want to claim yourself to be a part of Wiccan community or Druid community or OTO, Golden Dawn, and you may be very well part of those communities, but also understand there's more to those, just that community. You've got these so-called people that are been in charge of our orders, who's been misleading you and controlling you for a very long time, telling you that this is the only right path. That's dogma. That is not the teachings that any of them went through. But, I got a laugh the other day. I spoke. I don't know if it was referring to me, because I do talk about demonology and angels and stuff, but, I mean, come on. For real? You claim to be the head of the Golden Dawn here in the United States? I don't know why anybody would ever use demonology or call upon demons when it is taught within the Golden Dawn structure. It is part of a ritual magic, the ritual structure of the Golden Dawn and the OTO and the Lima. I'm beginning to wonder, never listen to you. You're getting a bit ridiculous. I hope I wasn't the only one that lie and deception. Because you're heading an order that was based on working with the Goetians. Yes, there is angelic systems in it. There's also Egyptian system. In fact, let's be truthful about the Golden Dawn. You stole about everything from every other belief and practice and made a structure that fit your ideals and beliefs and practices that you wanted to say. It never has been. There is no set path. Everybody is unique. Everybody has their own. It is different from everybody else's. Why? Because we take parts from this and that as we build our temples and foundations, build our walls. We are taking those knowledges and information and adding them. We're building a repertoire. We're creating our own system. These are the very same people as a reason why we find so many people that end up on a path that's not right for them. Or they're stuck because they're told there's any other path is wrong, it's evil, it's not. We gotta break this pattern. You guys should be listening to your inner voices, not some priest or high priestess or Hemagog. You are the masters of your own temples. You're not subjugated to another authority other than one. And that depends on your belief system that you choose to believe or deny. There's some almost chaos, but you choose to deny even God. Because we are God. Yeah, you guys can see how things work. It's all. Sometimes it's just a word game, especially when dealing with the angelic order. Which is why most people prefer to go and use the demons. Hey, why not? They're much easier to deal with. To be basically look at themselves in the reflection in the mirror, because until you start dealing with the angelic, they do have a little ego. I mean, it's not an ego, but the best way to put it, it's like an ego. They demand respect. They demand a little humility. I only give it to them out of respect, and it's only so far, because guess what? You're under me. I have dominion over you. I am a master over you. When it comes to dealing with any entity or spirit, I cannot harp enough on that. Every path, you are in charge of every entity. You command them. You banish them. This is something that, for those that wanting to get in the paranormal side, good. Remember that very fact. You have dominion and power over them. You have to utter a bunch of power words, but as you learn, you'll be able to move them and command just with your mere presence and energy. Which is not kind of too good for paranormal investigators, I do understand, because, you might not get shit on tape or video because you kind of scared everything up. Then again, if you do it right, you might get more than what you're getting now. I know I have. We're a rich, vast community of knowledge, information, teachings, past history passed down, especially when it comes to some of the Wiccan, Druidic orders, stuff, some of the orders that have been around forever, down through generation by mouth, your family. And some of that has gotten lost. And we walk these paths. We have to, when you're first learning a path, yes, it is great. It's actually a good idea. You take everything you learn and put it to the side, but that don't mean take that inner voice and put it aside. Listen to it. It's going to keep guiding you in the right direction. Just say, put up a huge stop sign. Warning, don't go any further. You learn what you need to go to the next, another path. The true great magicians of the day, of this day, they understand this concept. They don't talk about it. But in private, if you would ask them, they would tell you. Just like many of the old Catholic priests, monastery priests, they will tell you that a lot of stuff they do is ritual magic, ritual based. All I gotta say is watch Gilead on the Pope. Watch how the Mass is done. It is based on a ritual. It's a ritual practice. Book of Psalms are ritual spells. Book of Psalms, not Psalms. There's even ritual aspects within the Christian Bible. It's just their dogma that has all the hate we see towards anybody other than their belief system. And we see the very same thing happening within our structures. Somebody else subscribed to on YouTube, and I'm probably going to butcher your name, so forgive me, but Burrow, or Burrow, posted on the Golden Dawn Facebook page, talking about, why won't they recognize him in the Golden Dawn as a black magician or a black brother? Man, they give him all kinds of hell. If you walk into their temple, you have black magician, which also has completely another meaning, but it has meaning. They're in that order. There's not just those that practice one side or the other, because they know the truth. The truth is there's a negative and a positive in everything in this world. It's just an energy. It's a part of everything. To deny one is to deny strife within themselves. You're causing friction when everything should be flowing freely through you, not putting emphasis on one over the other. That's where when you start thinking like that, start practicing like that, that's when you start forms of magic where you have more power at your disposal, and you feel less, what's the word, less drained when you do a big strong ritual, you feel energized, charged. They don't go away. You don't have that, oh, I just spent all my energy on this. You're replenished. Why? Because you're not interrupting the balance of the natural process. All the energies that is a part of you flow freely, not putting distinction, not putting a label on any of it. Then it becomes your intent that makes it even more powerful, because allowing things to flow like that, your intent is always. See, it's hard. We've gotten so taught to use negative, positive aspects. I mean, yes, there's evil in the world. There's people that just only do evil things. Anybody that knows, they'll tell you. That's all the farther they'll ever go. They'll never get any powerful or any stronger. There is a limit until they realize the fact that they can't deny the other part. It has to flow in unison. That alone should tell us that there is no such thing as calling ourselves one thing, pagans, or find a word that represents every single one of us. There is no OTO, no Delima, no Wiccan, no Druid. We're all dealing with the same energies, the same things. We just do things differently. That's what makes each and every one of us unique. Same thing, unless we're working within a group. Then our structure will be laid out, our ritual will be laid out, so everyone is on the same page doing the same thing. But once we leave that circle, everybody's going back to doing things the way they did it, with the knowledge and wisdom transferred of your way of doing it. They might learn from it to add to theirs, and it now becomes part of theirs. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful structure. People that are supposedly in charge, misleading people. I mean, it's time somebody keeps it real. It's time somebody speaks the truth, because obviously David Griffin of the Golden Dawn is just a puppet. Having his string pulled by somebody else and deceiving every member that's under him. You know, you can say what you want. You either like the man or don't. No, I don't like anyone choose division. That once our community separated and divided in one way or a right way. When he becomes a hypocrite, when he does a video series with, I can't remember her name, the Queen Witch or whatever she is, and they go tick and tack, kind of saying how the different systems are. But you sit there and listen to it, you're seeing that they're all using the same energies. They're just using different ones. They're different ideas to bring about the same thing. In fact, if you listen, you could take both aspects from both, and you can see a beautiful structure forming that just gets corrupted in the end by saying, oh, but we do it different. Everybody does it different. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes it us each as a divine being. And we get caught up in this, you know, and when we should be proud of the path that we're walking. Or if we're not getting the results and we're seeing negative stuff happen, reevaluate the path. Because, you know, it may turn out that's just not the path you're supposed to be on right now. couple of years down the road, you might find yourself back on it because you needed to learn this part first, or this. And for some, any of the paths are meant for them. I mean, that's the beauty of life. Everybody is unique. Thing. And those that do, they're not really doing it. They're just following somebody else and getting lesser results. When they should be making it a part of them. Taking that stuff that works, they know it works, and changing it, creating it so it is their system. Therefore, it is more powerful for them. Once again, another deception that is taught to everyone. You know, that was another subject that came up and kind of talked about, but I also, this is also something you guys keep saying, you got to listen to that inner voice yourself. Only the inner voice is going to tell you if what you're doing is right or wrong. It's going to guide you in the right direction. But I've walked away from my past before, and there's been great consequences to that. Because I was on the path, but I chose to get away from it. I paid a heavy price for it until I got back on. And things turned around, and I started to see change. I started to wake up. And I started to really learn, oh boy, I had a bunch of stuff wrong. You can't do that when you don't have an open mind to everything around you. That there's truth about all the teachings. You just got to get rid of the dogma. Which is why I enjoy doing the meditation as well, because that also teaches us how to listen to our inner voice, how to listen to the things around us that we don't see, but it is constantly there. I tried to tell this person, if it was me, I would give all that stuff to somebody else, pass it on. Because let's keep it real, when we buy and create things, make things, part of us goes into it. But also, when we do create things, we also put other things in it. And that stuff affecting that person, maybe. It's a possibility. There's always a possibility. We're always dealing with the unknown. We learn through our experiences. And through listening to our inner voice and what we feel. For me, I know the worst thing you could possibly do to an item is burn it or throw it in the trash. There's a proper way to do it. Because you just cause some backlash and you pissed off the entities that are bound to it. That will be no longer bound to it, but they're going to want a piece of you for basically disrespecting them. There's, stuff, if you feel drawn to do that, give everything a license to depart in peace. Harming nothing. Make up your own little spell. I'm not going to tell you how, because my way of doing things is going to be way different from your way of doing things. Because that's how I built my own structures. For me, passing it on to somebody else is respectful. It's showing them. Give you to them in blessing. And it gives somebody a start with stuff. And who knows, that might have been your part, that might have been your path to give that stuff to that person from those things. And when we deal in a field that you don't know. That's why you must always listen to your inner voice. You know, she answered back and said, I don't want to pass all this negative stuff that's happening to me on to them. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Only she can answer that. I can't answer. I can only answer what I felt and was felt I was being told. Her problem was related to the paranormal that she was investigating. I just couldn't get that through because it was late at night and typing. Maybe she'll not watch this and hear that and understand what I was meaning. You know, but in the end, only she knows problems are. And right now, you know, I kind of felt for her that, you know, I'm proud that she acknowledged the fact that she needs to step away. That is good. Stepping away from everything is good. Every at least a few times each year, stepping away from it at all. Somewhere, being away from everything, putting out everything we've learned, believed, and just sit in silence, meditate, listen, and refine ourselves. Like I said, the destruction of the temple is just not for the beginning neophyte, the beginner. It is a constant thing we'll go through every day of our lives. We're constantly learning new things, finding out old ideas might not have been so right at the time. That's the important thing. Some things are at that moment in time needs to be learned. And after that, you might find that things start going south because you learned what you need to go on to something else. And I see this every day in our communities. They teach opposite of this. This is the only way. This is the right way. There's no other way. That's dogma. That's why I created Paths and Disciplines in a magazine to discuss these things. And yes, a lot of times it's more disciplined parts. But you know, I've also had Wiccan parts in here, you know, from other Wiccans, bringing and teaching their ideas. Well, they're open-minded. They understand other people, like-minded people. Because here's the thing, guys, we draw to us. It's a natural cosmic force that draws like-minded people to us. You know, I've been blessed over the years. A lot of people interact, have good discussions, and learn things from them. And they've learned things from me. We don't judge each other by our religion, our faith, our beliefs. And then we learn from each other. We realize the one fundamental truth is that there's truth in all things. Once you get rid of control. And for those that are wondering why I didn't do a open discussion night Saturday, like I said, I think I said it when I came back from vacation that there would be a few Saturdays where I won't do an open discussion night. Because it's Saturday that I've set aside for myself. It's my dedicated. It's my Sabbath. I've already got a few dates picked out. That's another thing, guys. Each belief has a different idea of Sabbath. And as we learn, we also learn that when we switch from, that's good. It's a good thing to have many hats, many different practices and disciplines and different paths, because we just shift from one state to the next. You know, just like when I'm working on an Anakim, I am taking my Sabbath on Monday. For the most part, and I'm probably the wrong guy to be talking to anything about Sabbath because I hate taking a day off. I mean, sometimes I just don't feel the need either. Or sometimes, I was lazy the other day. I don't need to take it. Yeah, I'm not lazy because my mind's always going on 1,000 things at once. So I have to be reminded. And what is a Sabbath? A Sabbath is a day of rest. We don't do no magical operations except if you're working overnight. It's a little bit different. It's the only one I've really come to find that has a little different meaning to the Sabbath. But normal Sabbaths, we reflect on the week. We just relax. Don't do the magical operations. Don't spend energy on anything else we keep from it. Enjoy ourselves. You know, I was thinking, I posted a song, Anthony, for those that follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you've seen it by Jethro Tull. You know, why do we bother God on his day off? Why do we go to church and bother him when we're supposed to praise him? But yet we ask for healing of this person or that. You get my point. How it's supposed to be his day off. Even he said we're supposed to take a Sabbath. I mean, well, yeah, sure, it's dealing with Christianity, but like I said, there's some truths in all things. Like for me, I believe there's many faces, many names of God. Because of one God. I mean, God created us all in, supposedly in his image. So therefore, God is both male and female. You got to have an open mind. You also got to be able to see past the dogma things. Stuff that's more made to control you and bind you to a system. Very much, in a sense, it teaches us to hate other different beliefs. The way it is done. The way it is taught. It's not supposed to be like that, guys. I do these videos for you guys. And, it might not be for any of you. I kind of feel that way sometimes when I look at my subscribers, how much views my videos got, but hey, eventually somebody's going to stumble across one of them that video was meant for them. Get it? I give you guys opportunities to come to the live chat, ask questions, and and we'll have some good fun discussions, even some fun debates. Where as long as we keep open-minded, and it might get heated a little bit, we'll keep it under control. That's just show respect to your fellow person. As the old saying goes, the only wrong answer is the answer. The only wrong question is the question that goes unasked. No wrong question. Just if you don't ask it, especially when you're feeling the need to ask it, feeling drawn to ask it, that's probably your inner voice. And then again, it might be something that's just having to drop by and nudge you a bit. Ask this. Needed to know an answer for somebody else. You see, guys, we keep forgetting. There's things that always around us, or come around us, that wants to impart things. And it might not be for our benefit. It might be for a benefit. It might be someone's familiar that came. Like, oh, just felt drawn to us for a second. It's like, okay, now I know. I go nudge my master to check this out, or actually I just learned to it. See, guys, we got to realize we deal with the unknown. We deal with the entities and the beings of this world that some of us don't see all the time or feel all the time. Well, for those, sometimes I think they're lucky. It's a bit overwhelming and annoying sometimes, especially when they're really trying to get your attention and just don't quite know how to communicate right. But that's the beautiful thing. I respect a lot of these paths out there. There's a lot of teachings in each of these paths, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call them paths because that's what they are. They're just stepping stones to the next. Just like the Paradigms of Magic series I did. They're just all stepping stones to the next stage. And from that one, the next. different levels of learning. And some people advance quick, others slowly, and some, they might only, like I said, only be, the Wiccan path might be the only path for this lifetime for them. That's what they needed to learn. And the next lifetime, it might be something grander. But, I don't believe you ever regress. For those that believe, and, journey until you learn, it's possible. I don't know. I don't have the answers there. It's fun to think about. But I also, well, I can't say I don't have the answers there. I do for certain points. I've done some regression work and past life work. So yes, I do know. We just got to find the keys to unlock knowledge that's already inside us. It's already there. Everything we need, we already possess. When we reach the right point in time to access it, when we're ready for it, then that door opens, or we find the right key, your trigger, that triggers it open. Then all this knowledge comes flooding in. It's like, read any of the occult books out there. You start reading, it's like, man, I already know this. About halfway in something, it's like, oh, something. But yet, you never read the book before, you never studied the subject before. Now you guys understand a little bit? That I followed that path. I might have just been curious about it. And all that information, I was like, oh, at some point I must have knew it. And the explanation, or not the only, or I found a way to, especially for those of us that deal in cyber magic, to access that cache of information and transfer it up to myself. I have to watch my video on cyber magic. That's a little too much to discuss for what I want this video to be about. I'm going to revisit a lot of the videos I've done and get more in depth. Like I said, I go where I'm drawn to. And after last night, I post, like, wow, I can't believe I didn't do a video in past. I mean, I had my own personal experiences with it. In fact, I'll give you a little bit of my story. Shortly after I got back, we moved back from Brazil, so 89, 90, some 90s, about 91, 92, 91 I think. 91 or 92. I was brought up and raised to just be me. Follow, not judge, have an open mind to things. So I was blessed in that aspect. Plus I had a good grandfather taught me some things. But, for the most part, I only really knew Christianity and Catholicism. I was brought up Baptist, and when I was in Brazil, I got to experience Catholicism. Going to a Catholic, none in the school. Damn penguins. That ruler thing? Yeah, that's true, guys. They love using that ruler. Probably deserved it too. But, I got to interact and learn their beliefs and studies compared to, and also the Baptist side of things, the fire, the brimstone. Yeah, you can imagine. But that's also, I eventually became saved, born again, baptized, and I felt that. I felt power there. It was like walking on cloud nine for about a month. But then I started reading, studying, and of course I got stuck on something in Ecclesiastes. What's neither here nor there. Of course it is. It's part of our foundation. Yes, even I have a part of Christianity as a foundation and Catholicism. There is truth there. Once you take away the dogma, but that took many years to learn. But I just knew there was something more. I felt it. I was drawn to, there's something more. It's not, plus the contradictions and stuff, but there's something more. I'm just being pulled. Then I started dabbling into the occult. Unfortunately for me, I got mixed up with the wrong group. And, then eventually it got to a point where I distanced myself from anything and everything, but by then I was on a downward spiral that was, like I said, I was stubborn. I had many chances, many opportunities to correct myself, get back on the path where I was supposed to, but I just would not. I refused. I ran from it. I did whatever. Eventually, I cut a few cords. Like I said, some things in your mind you probably shouldn't try or do, especially if you never really don't know how it got there, why it was there. So the right way to do it, perform it, it can cause some serious damage. And it can send you further down the rabbit hole, farther than you were ever meant to go. And I paid dearly for it. Eventually, I got back on the path. Then I started seeing things in my life change. Like to where I would like it to be? No, but I'm also have circumstances that prevent me. But then again, do I? Nothing, there's no such thing as coincidence, and there's no such thing as something that can't be changed. I don't want it bad enough yet. But I'm happy with what I have. I found a way to be happy with things. I'm happy with myself. I started working on my foundation. I started removing all the, wow, yeah, the bullshit that I've been fed that I thought was true or believed was true, and come to find out, oh yeah, what really? Yeah, that sounds good. And I started working with Kabbalistic stuff, getting deeper, working the tree. Then we got the Gibberah. I started dealing with the angels. And man, let me tell you, there is nothing more revealing than them. When they want to reveal something about you, you learn quickly. But you're also learning because you don't stop. Just because you don't like what they say, you don't like how you feel after you dealt with them, because usually 9 times out of 10 in the beginning, they're going to make you feel like shit. They're going to make you feel humble. Not like shit, they're going to make you feel humble. And 9 times out of 10, what you originally went to them for, you don't want that. You no longer wish to do, because you pretty much will realize, hey, you ain't no better than what. But as you learn and work with them, you start to learn. Sometimes it's just simply about how you word things. Ask and do. You show a little bit of respect, but you also let them know you're in command. That, you know, we can do this little dance, but in the end, you're going to do it. But that takes time. It takes repertoire. I want to keep a semblance of respect with all entities. Even the demonic ones. What are they? They're nothing but fallen angels. So, in a sense, they're angelic beings. And there's plenty of research done, plenty of people's done research on. Many of them believe that one day they're going to regain their positions in heaven. So, don't say trust them. Never trust them. Don't trust anything. Don't even trust the angels. Why? Because they lack something we all have. Free will. And agendas. And let's keep it real. Daddy put children in power over them. Because, in their eyes, they look just like children, misbehaved children. They don't like the fact that we have dominion and power over them. But you want to be respectful to every being. Because you show that for builds that respect between each. And it shows that, hey, I'm going to treat you with respect until you step out of line. And I'm going to treat you accordingly. I want to command you. I want you to do it. I didn't, but like I said, they don't have free will. Therefore, yes, I want to be able to nudge them to do it. Instead of just, that they're agreeing to do it without me commanding them to do it. If, you know, if it's how you use your words, it's how you bring things to them. Which, like I said, it's why many, which let's try to go over there and deal with them, have to do a good deed than the angels. Because you got to put all that time and effort arguing your case, petitioning them, and this and that. And you're trying to be respectful. But eventually, like I said, the more you do it, the more you interact, the easier it becomes, and the less, the less energy you're putting into it. Like, oh, okay, it's not, yeah, let's just make sure he's way of doing things. Got to respect that. We're all unique and individual, do things differently. I mean, I know people just flat out command them. But I also know some people that just command everything, don't show anything with respect, and they all, first chance this person slips up, every single one in the vicinity or around will attack him. Just because of the way he does it. So there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. Besides, it's not wrong. It's how he was taught and brought up. And, hey, it works for him. But he also sometimes gets a backlash. Which is, we're all going to have that. That's how we learn sometimes. And some people, that's just their way they're going to do it. You can't change their minds. Just like I can't tell everybody to do as I say, understand what I'm saying, until you experience it yourself. Like I said, that's what's so unique about our practices, our disciplines. We learn a lot through experimentation, exploring. All of our paths are unique. Every path has, most of all paths have their, and are beautiful in their own little way. They have interesting aspects, interesting knowledge of how to go about it. That when you can not look at other people, if they're Wiccan, Druid, occultists, whatever, Christian, you can see, how they do things and see how it works. But most of us don't talk about how we got to that point. Even for me in the beginning, even when I first dabbled into the occult when I ran, I turned my back on everything. And I mean everything. I even turned my back on myself. Myself. My inner self, my soul, that inner voice. I was denying it. I wasn't allowing it to guide, interact. I basically cut the cord and put it in a little box. Padded so with soundboard or whatever you want to call it, so they couldn't hear me. Not good. Nothing good comes of that. In that's another thing. Each of us are going to learn in our own little way. So, I can't tell you if your path you're on is right or wrong. Only you can. But what I can tell you, there's truths and many wisdoms and much knowledge in all the other paths. All of that inner voice inside you, let it guide you. When you feel that it's just not working, and the results are showing it's not working, you step away from it. Take some time off. Refocus on yourself. Let your inner voice re-guide you to another path. And it will. That's the one thing we can learn. If we learn anything, our bodies strive, our souls strive constantly for knowledge and wisdom, seeking new things, something every day, every hour, something new. You're just made that way. And That's why I said we need to stop. I think sense. Hey, to me, I don't care what you are, what you want to call yourself, it's a label. In the end, you're still my brother and you're still my sister, no matter what you follow or practice. And I mean that with any of the named, labeled religions. Don't be afraid to study other things. You just gotta trust yourself, trust that inner voice. It will guide you where you need to be, protect you from where you're not to be. And don't be afraid that because you walked a path for a while and it wasn't working, don't be afraid if it comes back up. Because now you learned what you need to learn. Now it's time to walk this path forever far that goes until you're to walk the next one. That's the important part. I know I haven't really studied much on the subject yet. I'm waiting for a few things and working on a few things. But yes, I do have a paranormal background. I just haven't done anything in a very long time. And now that I'm doing this podcast, yes, I'll go back to where it all began for you guys, which I do have plans on doing. I just need to get a few things so I can do the streams and videos. Would like to do it live, and there's some permissions I got to get as well. The national park. I can go there during the day, no problem. But for any night investigation, permission has to be given. And while I'm there, I'll tell the story of the place and what I experienced and what others experience. That's the truth. That's kind of where I got brought into the occult, was through the paranormal. Certain parts, I was already there. I just didn't know it. I've already had teachings of the occult as a child growing up from my grandfather. So, like I said, I have a dreading base as well. Now my foundations, you probably pick most of your known, and I've got parts of them in my foundations, in my temples. That's I lack on the Wiccan side because I've just never been drawn there. Never been an interest, never been led there. But I have viewers that are, and I want that part for my viewers that are there, drawn to that. That's what they want to follow. So yes, for any of your Wiccans out there that want to share it series with me, I got a spot for you. I really could use somebody from each of the communities, honestly, from each of the paths. One person or two people from each of the paths. Be able to sit down on one night and just, share our ideas and and do separate videos. And those communities all have a part. That's what KOTI was always about. Even the magazine. It's the new live videos, recorded videos. This is a new area for me. I was trying to get other people in. I had to break some of my own phobias. I don't like being on camera. Don't like having my picture taken. And it's hard for me to edit because I can't stand listening to my own voice. So sometimes, especially when I catch my voice coming back on feedback, got more than one person in the Hangouts doing these podcasts, it irks me still to this day. I just can't stand hearing my own voice come back at me. But, I'm getting over that. Eventually we'll do some with live, live. You can see my face, but if you find my Facebook page, my Twitter account, you can see my real picture anyway. Even some recent ones, yeah. I'm slowly breaking my own phobias. It just takes a little bit. This is what I like about this format that YouTube has given us. I agree with everything that's happened. Gotten censored a little bit. Had streams crash. The typical. We talk about stuff that some people just don't what you talk about, the key thing to this whole thing we do, that I'm doing, is the fact that I can interact with you guys in the live chat. I don't know how many people caught my up channel update. Yes, that's kind of pretty much stopping posting all over the groups I'm in the Facebook. It's just, it takes too much time. And now that it's summer, there's work to be done around here, a lot of work to be done around here. So I've changed the time. I kind of enjoyed the earlier time because I thought it was easier to get people in. It's summer and if I feel that way, I want to be out doing things, enjoying the evening, relaxing a bit before. Yeah, I figure you guys would be feeling the same thing too. I know what it's like, especially when you're working, which I am not, which makes it a little bit easier for me. I'm doing more work now than I've doing when I was working. It feels like it anyway. But that's something I want to do. I want to do these videos, so, yes, I've added things to the channel. I've added my PayPal link for anybody that wants to donate and support this channel. I'll tell you right now, most of the donations going right back into the channel. Going in for equipment, for video streaming, for Wi-Fi hotspots, to be able to do live streams at community events, pagan community events that are upcoming now, that I know about. Interact with people. These are the things that I keep planned to bring to you, where you can see other paths interacting with other paths. And like I said, doing some of the paranormal research too. Like I said, I got tons of stuff planned, and they'll come as I can get funding, whether it's me selling some things, making things to sell, which I have no problem with. As far as I'm concerned, the donation thing, that's on you guys. If you want to, it's there. If not, hey, you know how you donate to me? Like, share these videos. Subscribe to my channel. That's donation enough, really. I'll find ways, and truthfully, one of my things, which my last student I had struggled to get to understand, but I also understood because sometimes it takes sometimes it's about the environment you're in, and sometimes it's just about, some people just can't see it until they're pushed into the situation, forced into that situation where they have to. Things will provide themselves as they're needed. I don't worry. That's something I wish a lot of people experience. The fact, once you know that everything's going to be fine, everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. If you need something and it's a true need, it will be supplied to you. It'll happen. This channel. Yes, I'm setting at 10 subscribers for a few months now. But yet, I go to my WordPress site where I post all this stuff. I've got more followers on that than I do on here. But yet it don't reflect the numbers to my thing. So that's on YouTube. That's not on you guys. People are watching. I know that. I'm told that. It's being shared, so I don't go by the statistics on YouTube. And nor should anybody else. But like I said, I just started doing the donation thing on all my channels. Because, like I said, I've got 3 channels. They're set up. I kind of explained this the other night in the channel. And so it does bother me, the fact that I had to create 3 separate channels. Because one group don't, you're always being judged by what you believe or what your faith and religion is. People can't look past it, just like they can't look past your past. I don't know why, it's just, so I decided, and it goes against everything that really I like TR about. But, hey, I've asked the communities, oh, would you guys like to see some prepping stuff? You know, because, hey, let's be real, natural preppers. We're great with gardens, we're great with nature stuff, we're great with crafts and building. You know, it'd be nice to have I wanted it, but at the same time, I want it for everyone. That's what the magazine was about. It wasn't just religious people. That we had stuff in there that had nothing to do with religion. It wasn't at all. You know, we had music section, book reviews. We covered pagan books as well, but we covered everybody. We covered other artists, other musicians. You know, we had even a fetish section. We just covered everything. Anything that was part of the realms of the website became part. We had conspiracy stuff. We had real news stuff. That's why our magazine was over 300 pages long every month. But we never had a problem. Everybody, it grew, and we got likes from every walks of life. So we took that philosophy, and I started playing around doing the podcast, and I realized it's a little bit different of a monster. Yes, I can cater to everyone, but it causes too much conflict and strife. So I decided to separate because I came across people that was, in our communities that didn't want new stuff. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't want it posted in their groups. They wanted it separate. You know, I don't have a problem catering because, like I said, so far I'm enjoying doing all this. It would be nice to snap one channel and do it all from there, but it don't work that way, guys. So yes, that's why sometimes I have certain videos that pop up. But yet, it's just funny. It seems that it's a YouTube thing, and it's somewhat of a Twitter, Facebook thing. Because when you start creating your own websites, like I've designed and built and ran in the past Wordpress site, it gets all walks of life. The magazine gets all walks of life. There's no problem. Never was an issue about stuff. Like I said, you learn and you grow. That's part of passing disciplines as well. Taking what you learn and experience and what you feel and what you're led to do, and realizing, hey, sometimes you might have to change a few things. You should get things heard and not, keep drama down. Perfect society wouldn't have to worry about it. Perfect society. We strive for it. At least most of us do. So like I said, I've rambled on quite a bit, about an hour. So guys, I'm working on keeping my videos down to under an hour at least. But sometimes it can't be helped. Now, open discussion night, you guys got from the time we go live, and YouTube gives us 8 hours. You have 8 hours to join the stream, or like I said, the stream doesn't, we don't get many people, or people just not interested that night. We might shut down early, but we got something going on. I've had a couple podcasts go 8 hours. Open discussion night, like I said, that's nice for your guys' night. That's my night to sit back, listen to you guys, interact with you guys in chat, and focus on you. Sometimes like doing these, I love to interact. I watch my chat, but sometimes it is kind of hard. Sometimes I'm going through my notes, from stuff that I've written, lectures I've done, philosophies, and usually it requires me to be on another page, so I'm not on YouTube. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope I explained things a little bit. It sure can be explained better, and probably when I sit back and rewatch this later, I'm going to think of 100 things I missed. Because it just means more videos. And I'm going to go off your comments. And that's another thing, guys. Feel free to comment. leave your comments down. I'll answer. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It's another form of interaction. It allows us me to connect with you guys and get your feedback. So, like I said, there's many new options here. I'm on Gab, Twitter, Facebook. Stuff's in the descriptions. Anybody wants to donate, like I said, you can either donate by liking and sharing the videos, or sharing it to your friends that you think might be interested. Definitely subscribing. That helps. That really helps. Because I'm starting to get to the point where it's just too much time to keep different places where I'm at putting these links up to where, I'm just for the live streams. Upload, I have no problem, because it's just, as I go, okay, I need to go here, I'll just upload it. But if you want to catch it live and be able to interact, best way to know when I'm doing it is to subscribe. Make sure you click on, then it'll pop up to be the little bell, click the bell after you're subscribed, and it'll pop up and tell me, receive all notifications, click that. Now I've seen on some people's channels, they're showing a different thing. I've tried it, it just still showing me the one thing, so there may be some difference from different things going on that. Just click on it so you receive all notifications, and you'll know when I go live or when I upload a video. Alright, you can find my stuff on, like I said, in the description. In the end, you guys are the viewers. You guys make this or break this. I'm just doing it because I enjoy doing it. But eventually, I might see that it's not going anywhere, and that might be it. Especially if once I start working again. I don't see it happening because even when I stopped, we stopped the magazine for a while. But it wasn't. I go a couple months, and the idea of the magazine popped right back in my head. Like I wanted to do it, but as we found out with that, 2 people cannot publish a magazine and do all the editing and all the artwork in it. It's just too much for 2 people, especially when you're doing it monthly. So as you guys can see, it's a fun little aspect, especially when we start getting people interacting. That's when real knowledge and wisdom will start coming as we start sharing more of our ideas together in a group setting with more people interacting. Patience. One thing this life has taught me over the years is patience, and I never used to be patient. But now, I actually truly believe patience is a virtue. But I hope you guys all enjoyed. I am going to end this stream before it gets an hour. You guys will give this week's upcoming week's schedule. At 9, I will be continuing knowledge and principles. Learning to walk the tree will be beyond hard and its opposite. Wednesday at 9 will be meditation. Meditations I will be doing on Sigil memes and a few other things. And Saturday will be open night discussion night. All are welcome to attend. That will be at 7. And it will go as long as we have people interacting and joining the stream. So, if you guys enjoy yourselves, for those that might not hear me or hear from me or see from you, I wish everyone Memorial Day. Be safe And I will see you next time. For some, tomorrow night. For others, the next time you tune in. Hope you guys enjoyed.